Week 10 of the fantasy baseball season. Here's a few pitchers I look to buy and trade for this week. The first pitcher, Shota Imanaga of the Chicago Cubs. He started off the season great the first 6 weeks of the year. This few weeks, he's been batting practice on the year, 64 and 2/3, 4-5 record, 67 Ks, a 4.04 ERA, a 1.07 WHIP, and 6 quality starts. But the last 2 weeks for Imanaga, like I said, 17 and a third, 0-3 record, 14 Ks, an 8.83 ERA, 1.44 WHIP, and a quality starts. He's definitely struggling over the last few weeks here as Imanaga, but he's got good stuff. And usually by year's end, his numbers are great. So that ERA is definitely inflated over the last few weeks here for Imanaga. And like I said, the last couple outings, he's been batting practice for the most part. May 13th at the Braves, 7 innings, tough luck loss in that one, 5 hits, 2 runs, 6 Ks, a quality start. May 18th versus the Brewers, 4 1/3, got the loss, 9 hits, 8 runs, 3 walks, 2 Ks. And May 24th versus the Astros, 6 innings, got the loss, 7 hits, 7 runs, a walk, 6 Ks in that ball game. Imanaga, 2 games in a row, he's been lit up in those outings with Imanaga, giving up 15 total runs in that time. So after those 2 games, his ERA is really inflated and went up for the Chicago Cub team of fantasy owners. And right now, I think he's a good buy low candidate. I know May 29th, coming up in a few days, he has a tougher matchup at the St. Louis Cardinals, where they're playing good baseball and they're second in the NL Central. But like I said, Imanaga, he's had good stuff so far throughout his career with the Chicago Cub team. And like I said, 2 bad games in a row definitely dropped his value down, and he's someone I think can bounce back and definitely a buy low pitcher this week. Next pitcher, Robbie Ray of the San Francisco Giants. I mentioned Ray on the list last week, and once again, another bad outing it was for Robbie Ray versus the Chicago White Sox in his latest outing. On the year, 58 and 2/3, 3-6 record, 53 Ks, a 4.60 ERA, 1.38 WHIP, and 4 quality starts. In the last month of the season, he's been batting practice as well, 25 and a third, 1-3 record, 18 Ks, a 7.11 ERA, a 1.70 WHIP, and 2 quality starts. In the last 2 weeks, 13 innings, 0-2 record, 6 Ks, 11.08 ERA, a 2.83 WHIP. So Robbie Ray, like I said, he hasn't been good over the last month of the season for this San Francisco Giant team. And he was a guy that came out of the gate pitching well early in the season, but now he just can't get anything going, is Robbie Ray. But he's got good stuff. He's still an innings eater, 58 innings already on the season for him. And after 3 bad outings in a row, he's someone as well I think could bounce back and pitch better. I know this Giant team, it's been a bad year for them overall, and it's a tough division with the Dodgers, obviously, and the Padres, and even the Diamondbacks are starting to get things going. But I think Ray still has something left. I would buy him this week. Well, he's been pitching bad. May 13th at the Dodgers, 4 2/3, got the loss, 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 2 Ks. May 18th at the D-backs, 4 1/3, got the loss, 11 hits, 9 runs, 2 walks, a K. And May 24th versus the White Sox, 4 innings, no decision in that one, 2 hits, 4 runs, 7 walks, 3 Ks. So the walks did him in his last outing versus Chicago White Sox with 7. And the last 3 outings total, he's got 11 walks, and his strikeout numbers are down as well. So he's not missing many bats right now, is Robbie Ray. But he's another guy I think could turn things around. And his next outings later in the week, May 30th at the Rockies, where obviously we know that's not a good pitcher's ballpark in that altitude in Coors Field. But still, I think Ray could bounce back, and it's a perfect time to buy him low where his value is way down. Next pitcher, Nolan McLean of the New York Mets. Nolan McLean started off the season one of the better pitchers in the league the first month and a half, but he's struggled mightily as well. And this Met team, one of the worst teams in the league, last place in the National League East, is this Met team. And Nolan McLean, 61 and a third, 2-4 record, 75 Ks, 4.40 ERA, 1.09 WHIP, and 5 quality starts. But the last month of the season, it's been rough for the rookie. 31 innings, 1-3 record, 37 Ks, 6.10 ERA, 1.42 WHIP, and 2 quality starts. So last season, in the 48 innings he pitched, he was dominant with 57 Ks and a 2.06 ERA and 4 quality starts. And even this year, he picked up where he left off last season was Nolan McLean. But now the last 2-3 outings, he's really been bad, and especially in yesterday's ball game. He was batting practice in that one, and his breaking ball wasn't working versus Cincinnati Reds, and they were sitting on the fastball with McLean. May 14th versus the Tigers, 7 innings, got the win, 6 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, 7 Ks, a quality start. May 19th at the Nats, 5 2/3, got the loss, 8 hits, 6 runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks. And May 25th versus the Reds, 3 1/3, got the loss, like I said in yesterday's game, 5 hits, 7 runs, 2 walks, 6 Ks. So McLain, he didn't look good the last couple outings. His secondary pitches weren't moving well when teams were sitting on the fastball, and now teams have seen enough film as well on McLain, I think, than they did obviously where he came up in August last season and tried saving the Mets season. But he's a talented pitcher. I think he'll get back on track. The movement on his ball is almost second to none with that sweeper especially. And even though this Met team, they're the worst team in the league possibly right now, Nolan McLain, I still think help fantasy owners in a big way. So coming off of 2 bad outings, he's a pitcher I would buy this week. Next pitcher, a former Met, Jacob deGrom of the Texas Rangers. Jacob deGrom, he's been good over the last couple of years coming off of Tommy John. And overall this season, numbers are a little bit down, 53 2/3, 3-4 record, 64 Ks, 3.86 ERA, a 1.02 whip, and 3 quality starts. But the last month for him, 28 1/3, 1-4 record, 29 Ks, a 5.40 ERA, 0.99 whip, and 2 quality starts. So Jacob deGrom, he's hit a hiccup a little bit in the last 3 out of 4 outings where he hasn't been pitching the baseball well, is Jacob deGrom. But I don't think it's fatigue. I know last season it was a full year for him finally after coming off of Tommy John. And I know this Ranger team, it's been a hit or miss type of year. May 10th versus the Cubs, 7 innings, got the win, 3 hits, no runs, 10 Ks, a quality start. May 16th at the Astros, 6 innings, got the loss, 5 hits, 4 runs, 4 Ks. And May 22nd at the Angels, 3 innings, got the loss, 6 hits, 6 runs, 3 walks, 3 Ks. So the Angels, they really haven't been hitting the baseball that well this season, but they got the deGrom in that one. Just one of those games you forget about with the division rival and bounce back next time versus them. And deGrom's next outing is tomorrow versus the Houston Astros, who just no hit this Texas Ranger team. So deGrom, he's a great pitcher, obviously. I know he's in his late 30s now, where some games he's going to be good and some games he's not going to be that great, is Jacob deGrom. But still, he's a guy that's going to go out there. He's going to eat innings. He still has elite stuff. And while his numbers have been down, especially the last 2 outings, definitely a pitcher you could get on a little bit of a discount. Still, I think it would cost a decent amount to get deGrom on your roster. But like I said, the last couple outings, he struggled. And maybe you could get him on a cheaper price. And the final pitcher I look to buy and trade for is Emmett Sheehan of the Los Angeles Dodgers. So now we know this Dodger team, Glasnow and Snell now been on the IL the last couple weeks. Eric Lauer, he's getting an opportunity in tonight's game to fill in one of those rotation spots, but we don't know if he's going to be good or not. And River Ryan possibly could be called up. But Emmett Sheehan, he's definitely got a spot in this rotation, but overall his numbers aren't great. 51 2/3, 3-1 record, 59 Ks, a 4.70 ERA, 1.24 whip, and 4 quality starts. And the last month of the season, the numbers about the same. 25 1/3, 1-1 record, 31 Ks, a 4.62 ERA, 1.22 whip, and 2 quality starts. Emmett Sheehan, he's got elite stuff. He was a former top prospect in this system, and last season when he came back in the second half, he was solid. 73 1/3, 6-3 record, 89 Ks, a 2.82 ERA, 0.97 whip, and 3 quality starts. Emmett Sheehan, his last outing, he pitched well, but that was the Rockies going to Dodger Stadium, and we'll see in his next outing if he could keep it up, is Emmett Sheehan. But like I said, he pitched well in yesterday's ball game. His next outing most likely coming up next week, where it's a 6-man rotation. The Dodger team is obviously running, but like I said, even with the 6-man rotation, I think he has elite stuff and can help fantasy owners, and he could pitch better than he has easily, I think, so far this season. May 14th versus the Giants, 6 innings, got the win, 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 6 Ks, a quality start. May 19th at the Padres, he only lasted 4 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, a walk, 2 Ks. And May 25th in yesterday's game versus the Rockies, 6 innings and no decision, 5 hits, 2 runs, a walk, 8 Ks, a quality starts. He's only got 2 quality starts in his last 5 outings. For him is Emmett Sheehan. You want to see him go a little bit deeper into games, and now this time he should be 100% from the Tommy John. It takes a little bit, even though last season he didn't miss a beat, hitting his spots and putting up good numbers, where this year his numbers declined a little bit. But I think Emmett Sheehan could get back on track and getting used to that 6-man rotation as well, where towards the end of the year he could be healthier and help fantasy owners even more. So definitely a pitcher I would buy this week. So that's a few pitchers I look to buy and trade for week 10 of the fantasy baseball season.